I'm hanging out on the Disney Skyliner Loop today. We're gonna do some shopping, maybe do some snacking, and explore the resort. I heard that there are some newish things in the gift shop, so we're gonna go check some of that out. These ears are not new, but I still love them. I think they're so fun, and they totally fit the theme of this resort. I also love this water bottle. Honestly, the theming of this resort is some of my favorite. It's just super retro, it's super colorful, and it's so fun. How cute is this shirt too? That one's fun. You can also usually find a bunch of Skyliner merch at these resorts. Just little like display Skyliners. And there's lots of shirts too. I really like this one a lot. Pop Century is probably one of my favorite resort gift shops. I just feel like they always have such fun stuff. They always have a lot of it too. And the theming in here is top notch. I also feel like for a resort gift shop, this is one of the bigger ones. I know some of the deluxe resorts will have like multiple gift shops that you can explore, but I really like how just this one's very big and open air. It kind of helps because it's connected to the quick service, but yeah, this is my like favorite gift shop out of one of the resorts. The theming around Pop Century is pretty much pop culture. So all around the resort, you're gonna find a bunch of little Easter eggs, everything from the like 50s all the way up to the 90s. It's very nostalgic. So like if nostalgia is your thing, this is a resort you definitely wanna check out. This resort is always super fun. I just love the colors. I love the theming. And we're going to talk about price point of this one because this is my favorite resort to stay at on a budget. Pop Century is what we consider a value resort. So there are 3.5 tiers when it comes to Disney resorts. You have your value resorts, moderate resorts, deluxe, and then deluxe villas. Deluxe and deluxe villas I kind of group into the same thing because they're basically the same resorts. The only difference with deluxe villas is that those are Disney Vacation Club properties or rooms. If you are a Disney Vacation Club member, which is Disney's timeshare, then you can like rent points or you purchase points so that you can stay at those rooms, things like that. We're gonna see 2 value resorts today. So Pop Century and then Art of Animation we'll head over in just a second. Pop Century is again my favorite one as far as the value resorts go. I love that you get the Skyliner. And the price points for these rooms are pretty decent. I would say you're gonna be spending around 200-ish to 250, somewhere in there a night. The all-star resorts are gonna be like a little bit less than that, but you also don't get those extra perks like staying on the Skyliner. The biggest difference between these two resorts is that at Art of Animation, you have family suites. So most of the rooms over there are meant to sleep up to 6 guests, whereas all of the rooms here can sleep up to 4 guests. So if you have larger families, Art of Animation may be a better option, but if you have a smaller family, you can get rooms that are in better locations at this resort for families of like up to 4. Now, if you are wanting to do the Skyliner as like a bar crawl, then the Petals Pool Bar is gonna be your best location to get your fun drinks here at this resort. So this is right next to the pool. They've got all your normal fun Disney cocktails. I believe it's a full bar, so you can get kind of whatever you like. I think they also will sometimes have some snacks like Mickey pretzels here too. So I came upstairs in one of the buildings to kind of show just like how big and crazy all of the fun like statues and theming are at this resort. Everything's larger than life. You are wanting something that feels like really Disney. These value resorts are definitely it. That trike is, it's so tall. It's like almost as tall as the building. I'm on the 4th floor right now. We do have a full video that is a resort tour of this entire resort, as well as a room tour to see what the rooms look like. I'll have those linked in the description. We also will have those for Art of Animation, so you can check those out as well. And we, of course, hope to do lots more resort tours in the future. So drop it in the comments. Let me know what are some resorts that you want to see in future videos. So again, for scale, honestly, my favorite thing about coming to these resorts is all the fun like photo ops you can do. There's tons of places to take some great pictures, and the over the top theming is perfect for that. These resorts are also great for walking around. So if you're someone that likes to get your exercise and you just really feel like you need to get a few extra steps in, or if you're local and you're just looking for somewhere fun to walk around, these resorts are a great place to do it. With that, I think it's time to head to our next resort. The next one's actually really easy to get to, Art of Animation. Like I mentioned earlier, these are sister resorts, so they're pretty much right across from each other, walking distance. Before we head there, I want to talk a little bit about the Skyliner station here and like how to get here, that sort of thing. Let's talk some logistics. As I mentioned earlier, these resorts are great if you're looking for some places to take a walk if you are local, or if you like to get some extra exercise on your trip. So each resort has a little running trail. This also shows a really good map of kind of like where Art of Animation and Pop are in conjunction with each other. So this is all of Pop Century, which is where we are right now, and then right across is Art of Animation, and then right in between here is where the Skyliner station is. The Skyliner is essentially a gondola system, so if you've ever been like skiing and you've seen like gondolas, or you've been to mountains and you've seen those gondola systems, highway in the sky as they like to call them, that is what the Skyliner is. It's one of my favorite ways to use Disney transportation. It is complimentary. Anybody can use it whether you're staying here or not. You simply just walk up to the stations and hop right on. Now, as far as getting here to Pop Century, I did not park here. So that is something else to know, is that generally if you are driving your own car, most of the resorts you're not able to park at unless you're staying there. So you kind of have to go on a little bit of an adventure, but don't worry, it's not as like scary as it sounds. There's a few different ways to navigate this. So let's say that you are driving your own vehicle. You're going to need to park your vehicle somewhere. My personal favorite place is to start at Hollywood Studios if you have an annual pass and you don't have to pay for parking. If you don't have an annual pass, then I suggest parking at Disney Springs. And then when you're at Disney Springs, you can take a bus to one of the Skyliner resorts, whichever one you want to start at. If you're at Hollywood Studios, you can simply just hop right onto the Skyliner and then get to whatever destination that you want. Do know that the Skyliner is going to stop at the main hub at Caribbean Beach, which we are going to go to a little bit later today, and then you will need to transfer to your destination from there. So I parked at Hollywood Studios. I transferred at the Caribbean Beach station to head over here to Pop Century and Art of Animation. The Skyliner also goes to, as I said, Caribbean Beach, the Riviera Resort, and the Epcot area resorts, which is like Beach and Yacht Club, the Boardwalk, the Swan and Dolphin. We may not hit some of those today. We'll see how much time we have, but we did do some of those resorts in another video, which I will link in the description box below. So just another view of wayfinding. That's Pop Century. And then we are just going to cross this bridge. And there you can see the Skyliner. And then just across this bridge is Art of Animation. If you are staying at Pop Century or Art of Animation, you are both going to use the same station. For Art of Animation, you kind of have to come like around to the other side. This is where the line will be. Don't let it scare you because it gets really long in the morning. It moves really fast. If you loved seeing that over-the-top theming at Pop Century, then you will definitely love Art of Animation. So Art of Animation is all about some of Disney's honestly most popular movies. You've got Finding Nemo, Cars, The Little Mermaid, and The Lion King. You've got, again, these huge, larger-than-life sculptures, bright colors, a really fun pool, and of course, we're gonna go check out the gift shop, and I'll show you a little bit in the quick service area. Pop Century and Art of Animation's quick service are very, very similar, just slightly different theming, but I'll take you in there so you can kind of see how that's set up. But yeah, this resort is also another one of my favorites. Mark Allen and I don't usually opt to stay here because there's only 2 of us. And as I mentioned earlier, this resort is primarily family suites that sleep up to 6 guests. What that means is that these rooms are also a little more expensive. I would say these are gonna run you anywhere from $400 to $500 a night up to like I've seen it as high as like 600 or 700 during like Christmas, like very, very peak times. So just be aware that this is technically a value resort, but because those rooms are bigger, they're suites, they are a little bit more expensive. You do have the little mermaid rooms here, which those were the ones that we stayed at when we did stay at this resort a few years ago. The only downside with those rooms is that they are at the very, very, very back of the resort. So although they are the cheapest at this resort, they're actually the same price as some of the more expensive rooms that have better locations over at Pop Century. So unless you have a really, really big Little Mermaid fan, I would say maybe opt for Pop Century if you can fit into those regular size rooms. For my bar hoppers, the drop-off pool bar is where you're gonna wanna stop, just like Pop Century. This is right next to the pool. You're gonna have all your normal drinks. You'll have some soft pretzels. Pretty basic, but there's some fun stuff here. This might be a really silly thing, but when you walk into the lobby of any Disney resort, take a whiff and smell. Each resort has its own specific scent that is special to that resort. And it's really fun, especially when you are doing a resort hop. You can really smell the different smells. And if you really like some of those smells, let's see how many times I can say smells in this sentence. If you like some of those scents, you can actually get candles that smell like those different resort lobbies. Magic Candle Company is one of our favorites, and the smells are pretty accurate. We love getting the Pop Century one, and they even have one that's Walt's office that smells really, really good. So I'll link them in the description box too. The gift shop here is Ink and Paint Shop. We'll go in there in just a second, but first I wanted to show you guys this super cool art. So all over this resort, you're gonna just find illustrations from all these different movies. Even all the way down the hall, you've just got tons and tons of sketches. It's so cool. The big centerpiece, I know there's a lot of light, so I don't know how well you can see it, but all of these little papers have different illustrations from all of those movies. It's really cool. Okay, now let's go into the shop. So we've got some fun merch. I do love the Spirit jersey here. I have to show you the back. Again, if you know anything about me, you know I love bright colors. So I love. This mug is new. That is so cute. I love that the handle is a paintbrush. Ooh, this pin is newer too. I like that one a lot. I almost bought these ears the last time I was here. So they change color in the sun. So all of the white will turn, I think it's like a pink or a blue color whenever you take them outside. I do really, really love these. Theming in here is also absolutely adorable. It's just like ink or paint pots, paint brushes, illustrations all over the place. It's so stinking cute. So I tend to find that Pop Century, in my opinion, I think has just a little bit better selection for merch, but the theming of this gift shop is probably the best. It's so fun. If you have a little artist in the family, it's too cute. Let's head into Landscape of Flavor. So this is the quick service location. This is pretty much the only dining location at this resort. Think of it as like cafeteria style. So you're gonna see here in a second, you'll have all these different stations with different types of food. So you'll have like your bakery case, you've got things like burgers, pasta, anything that you could want. You go get your food and then you'll check out. You can also mobile order here, which is super helpful. I always love the bakery cases. The bakery cases are my favorite. Do you see this little Nemo cake right now? And they have this mermaid cupcake. Wow, they have really cute stuff. You'll also see these big like illustrations. Each area kind of is themed after a different movie. So this middle section is gonna be Cars. So it's got like these deserty canyons. You've got a little section over here, that's the Lion King. So you've got like the Tree of Life, and up above it's like a tree light. Here in the middle is where you're gonna find your drink station. So if you have a refillable resort mug, this will be where you fill that up each day. That is the quick service. Pop Centuries is set up very, very, very similarly. I would say the food is mostly the same. There might be a few special items at each resort that you may be able to find. Oh, sunshine. Can't see. I'm blind. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay, that's better. You may be able to find some specialty items depending on the resort that you're at. I know Pop Century has like this cute little tie-dye cheesecake that I've heard is really good and really fun. Those are the main dining locations. We are not going to eat anything here. I'm gonna grab a bite at one of the other resorts that we're gonna head to, and we'll talk a little bit about the differences between dining at the value resorts versus dining at moderate and deluxe resorts. Similar to how each section of Pop Century is representative of a different decade, each section of Art of Animation is representative of one of those different movies that I mentioned earlier. We're gonna head over to Radiator Springs, check out the Cars area because it is my favorite at this resort. If you're someone who is maybe a big fan of Cars Land and Disneyland, this is definitely a great location for you to stay. This area does have its own pool, it has its own laundry facility. The theming here is so freaking cute and on point. Like, I'm sorry. What? They have a ton of different cars. I'm so bad at names. I don't remember any of their names, but they've got tons of these different little cars that you can pose and take pictures with. The rooms here I have seen pictures and videos of are also absolutely adorable and super highly themed. So if you do have a little bit larger family or you have a family with kids that you want a little bit more space, excellent resort to stay at. This area is also not too far off. This is just kind of like off to the right of the lobby if you're like coming out from the lobby, and then it's a pretty short walk to the Skyliner. This is also one of the only resorts that has cabanas, quote unquote, that you don't have to book or pay for. So they're cute little cones. They're little cozy cones. Don't worry, I found Mater. I found Lightning McQueen. Wow, okay. I think I need to watch this movie again. It's been a hot minute. It's been like years since I've seen that movie, but I did find Lightning McQueen. At this resort, there are 3 pools. There's this pool, the main pool, which is the Nemo Big Blue Pool. I'll show you that in a sec. And then there's the Little Mermaid pool. So that was one nice thing, is that even though the Little Mermaid rooms are super, super far away, they do have their own pool, so you don't have to like trek all the way up to the main pool in your bathing suit. And also as a reminder, I do have a full resort tour of this resort. So if you want to check that out and see like all the different areas here and learn more about it, you know the drill. It's linked in the description. This is the Finding Nemo Big Blue Pool. Super cool. This is actually one of the largest pools on property. Great if you have kids. Again, the theming is super fun. Almost all the resorts also will have a splash pad area for little ones who can't swim yet. This one is the cutest because you've got Nemo and Marlin and friends. So fun. Along with the splash pad, this resort also has a really fun kids play area that is also Finding Nemo themed. I love it. It's got little Squirt, a little sea turtle. He's like up there, and there's like a bunch of slides and stuff too. It's time to say goodbye to Art of Animation. We're gonna hop on the Skyliner and head to Caribbean Beach, which is a moderate resort. So as you can see, we're on the gondola. We're on the Skyliner gondola. I do want to mention that if you're someone who is afraid of heights, maybe don't stay at a Skyliner resort. They don't bother me much. These are very safe. They go really quick. And don't worry if they stop. Usually they only stop for like maybe a minute, and then they'll keep going again. So don't let that freak you out. When it stops, usually that just means that they are putting one of the like handicap accessible cars or gondolas back on the track. So that's all that is. Don't let it scare you if it stops. The Skyliner, it's fun. It's fun. It's actually nice and breezy.
Good cabin. Please supervise children, collect your belongings, and watch your step. Thank you for flying with us.
Thank you. This is the Skyliner station at Caribbean Beach. This is where you're going to transfer to go to all the different places that you're wanting to go. Again, don't let that scare you. This one takes you to Hollywood Studios, so that's how I got here today. This one takes you to Epcot and the Riviera Resort. And then the one I just came off of was this one for Art of Animation and Pop Century. There's signs everywhere. There's a sign. There's signs. So don't worry, you won't get lost. If you're in doubt, just ask a cast member and they'll help you out. And don't forget that if you are doing this and you want your fun little Joffrey's coffee stop, they do have a Joffrey's here at the Skyliner station. And they even have a special drink that is special just for this particular Joffrey's. We tried it in the video that we did the last time we did a Skyliner crawl, so you can go check that out. So we do have to talk about how insanely massive Caribbean Beach is. This is not a small resort. It is very spread out and there's a lot of walking, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. This is where we got off at the Skyliner station. If you are heading towards the lobby, the pool, the main area, that's right here in the center, and that is where we are gonna be heading. You can get there either way. There is a bridge that goes across. If you're someone that's planning on spending a lot of time at Epcot, Disney's Riviera Resort, that'll be the last stop that we do today, is over on the other end. That is also where the other Skyliner station to go to Epcot is. So if you're spending a lot of time at Epcot and you want to stay at this resort, I have heard that the Aruba section is great because you're right by the Skyliner. If you're planning on spending more time at Hollywood Studios, then I would say the Jamaica section or even this Barbados section is probably going to be your best bet. If you're planning on spending a lot of resort time or pool time, then the Barbados and the Martinique, I think that's how you say it. Those are probably going to be some better areas for you to stay. So let's just take a moment to admire how calm and serene it is here. It's definitely a lot less chaotic. Something about the value resorts is a lot of times you're gonna have a lot of families with little kids. A lot of times you'll have like groups, so like school groups, cheer teams, things like that. These ones are a little more relaxing. And this resort has beaches all over the place. You can kind of see one there. They have beaches with hammocks and lawn chairs all over the place. The biggest difference between a value resort and a moderate resort is definitely going to be price. I would say rooms here are going to probably start at about $250, go up to around $300, maybe a little bit more depending on the room type and room location. But with that, you also get a little bit more elevated amenities. So the pool, there's actually a water slide at the pool here. You've got a actual pool bar, like it's more like a lounge versus just like a walk-up bar. You've got some sit-down dining as well as quick service here, and again the theming is a little more refined. It's still very Disney, still very heavily themed, but it's not as kitschy, like over the top theming. It's a little more low-key, not so in your face. Here's a better look at one of the beaches. So you've got the hammocks, you've got lawn chairs, gorgeous view. Also, look at this island. So I love that there's an island in the middle, and on the island you've got the playground. That's also where they do, I think, like the campfire and the evenings and the movie Under the Stars. They also have these little like pergolas with Adirondack chairs that you can go and sit, look at the water. I've definitely sat in those chairs for hours and just people watched and enjoyed. It's in the shade. They're lovely. Yeah, so now we're on the island. This is where they do movie Under the Stars. You can see all the chairs are all ready to go. They bring a big blow-up screen. It's super fun. And then right next to that is the playground. There's no children here, so I can actually show it to you. I would say that this is probably one of the better playgrounds as far as for like a good range of ages, just because there's a lot of things to do. Some of them will only have like a slide and that'll be it, but I like that this one you've got all the fun stuff that you can climb. You've got more fun stuff you can climb, and most of it is pretty shaded, which is also great for Florida sunshine. I'm getting pretty hungry, so I think I am going to head over back by like the main area. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the lounge or if I want to do the quick service. The lounge is amazing. I've dined there a few times, but I might try the quick service today because I haven't actually tried the quick service here. But first, we need to take just a few minutes to enjoy some lovely seating and a lovely view. I'm struggle busing a little bit. I was looking at the menu for the quick service here to try and decide what I wanted to get, and there's like a million things I want to get. There's a lot of really good stuff on here. I'm looking at this, I'm gonna say this totally wrong. Arroz Mompostio? I don't know. It's like pork. It's pork carnitas with Spanish rice, beans, pickled onions, and crispy plantains. Sounds delicious. I'm also trying to decide, do I go like inexpensive and do a kids meal, because they have the fish tacos on the kids meal. It comes with 2 tacos, pico de gallo, and then you get 2 sides and a drink for like $7. That's a really good deal, considering the adult version of that is 3 tacos and that's it. You don't get anything else with it, and that's like $10. So that was also calling my name. They got a burger that looks delicious. I didn't know that this quick service had so many delicious things. I'm really struggling. I'm not gonna lie. I might stick with that first one. I don't know. Honestly, we'll just see what happens when I get over there. The sit-down restaurant at this resort is Sebastian's Bistro. It is like #1 on our bucket list to try. We still have not done it yet. I've heard it's amazing and it's a really good price for what it is, but we have had some of the food before here at Cabana. So this is the pool bar at this resort. And at this pool bar, you can get most of the menu items from Sebastian's Bistro, including the coconut pineapple bread pudding, which is like the most amazing, like top 5 in my Disney snack list. Like, it's so freaking good. Definitely come check out Cabana. They've got good drinks too. It's a full service bar. But like I said, we're gonna head inside and go eat at the quick service. I'm hoping that maybe they'll have some stuff out so I can like look at it and see what looks good. I made it to the quick service. You can either mobile order or you can order at the counter, which I went ahead and did. And then you'll end up picking your food up from one of these counters. I also just talked to one of the team leads or coordinators. He said that the thing I got, they made it special for Spanish Heritage Month last year. And it was so popular and so good that they left it on the menu. So that makes me very excited. Well, holy cow, this looks fire. This looks so good. And I think for $12, this is a pretty good portion. It comes with your like fried plantain. Oh my gosh, this looks delicious. Okay. That is so good. That pork is nice and crispy, but still really tender. The pickled onions give it a really good like contrast in flavors with kind of that like savory with a little bit of that kind of big vinegary sweet taste. The rice with the beans is also very, very, very good. And then it has like kind of like a chimichurri sort of sauce on it. I made the right choice. This is fantastic. Another great perk about staying at either Caribbean Beach or the Riviera is that they are pretty much within walking distance of each other. I would say it's a good, like, I don't know, maybe about a 10-minute walk. So like it's a little bit of a jaunt, but it's not awful. Especially because this walk is really beautiful. You still get to walk by the beaches and the water. The nice thing again about that, of like why it's so nice that they're so close, is so maybe you want to hit up the quick service at the Riviera instead of Caribbean Beach for breakfast, you can, or vice versa. They both also have great restaurants, so if you want to dine at the restaurants at either of these resorts, super easy to kind of pop back and forth. So here you can see this is the walking path. I just left Centertown Market and that is the Riviera right there, so we just have to kind of walk around the water and then we'll be there. Bar Riva behind me is the pool bar at this resort. This one also has some pretty great food. A lot of it is similar stuff that you can get at Primo Piatto, which is the quick service at this location. Bar Riva is kind of more outside. It's outside of the pool area, so you can still do it, like dine here even if you're not a guest staying here. The pool here is very nice and luxurious. They have lots of very cushy chairs, quite beautiful. So this is a deluxe resort. Technically, it is a Disney Vacation Club resort. This is Disney's newest resort, so it's definitely fancy, definitely has that high price tag, but you do get those more luxury amenities here that you don't necessarily get at a moderate or a value resort. Remember how I was talking about the smells? So the lobby of this one, and honestly a lot of the smells at a lot of the deluxe ones, it kind of reminds me of like baby powder a little bit, which makes sense. These are kind of more ritzier, fancier resorts, so they, you know, that smell's gonna feel a little more luxurious. When I say baby powder, I mean like, I don't know, like an old people perfume, baby powdery something smell, I don't know. It's just fun to smell all the smells. Let's look and see if they have any good treats. Okay, I did get a little treat. It's a honey pistachio, like little cheesecake tart thing. Let's see what we think. That is really good. I'm talking quietly. There's a lot of people in here working, but I'm gonna eat this. I'll go out to where I can be louder and I'll tell you about this. I came out to the lobby so that I can actually talk to you a little bit. So La Petite Cafe is the cafe. It's a little coffee shop. They have their Riviera roast. They have a lot of like specialty coffees. They also have those pastries. They have a pastry chef that creates these beautiful pastries. The one I got was like a honey pistachio tart, kind of. There was like a kind of like a tart like piece in the middle, and then it was kind of like a pistachio cake on the bottom, and then the top was almost like a mousse. It reminded me a lot of, there's like a saffron white chocolate mousse cake pistachio thing in the Morocco Pavilion, I think during this festival. It reminded me a lot of that. It was very good. I was sitting in Voyager's lounge to eat that. So Voyager's lounge, it's more just like a lounge. They don't necessarily serve drinks like in there. Like it's not a bar, but you can get some cocktails and drinks at La Petite Cafe and then take them in there. It's like right next door. A lot of times people like to go into Voyager's lounge to like go work, hang out, or honestly just take a break. So it's very nice, quiet, relaxing. It's kind of themed like a library, like a personal study, like a personal library office situation. So there's lots of great comfy chairs. It's really nice in there. And they even have some cool like artifacts that belonged to Walt Disney. This resort, I really like this resort for the food. This isn't necessarily one that I come to hang out necessarily, unless I'm just like wanting to sit and hang out. There's not a whole lot of, like, the shop here is pretty small. There's not really a whole lot of places to just like go walking and do stuff. Like it's a really beautiful resort. It's definitely one to come and visit. It's very, very, very beautiful. The grounds are gorgeous. A lot of the theming is very pretty. As far as like things to do, the Caribbean beach definitely is one that I could spend all day walking around and exploring and doing all that. But here, definitely come and try the restaurants because they're very, very good. On your way to the Skyliner, you're going to come to this little fountain tunnel, and this is where you're going to find these beautiful mosaics. I always like that spot for pictures or just to go look at it. It's really pretty. You've got the Peter Pan one and the Rapunzel one. They're so cool. They're really cool to look at them up close. And then right out here is the Skyliner station. So this Skyliner station is going to take you to Epcot, or it's going to take you back over to the Caribbean Beach Skyliner Hub, which is where we're going. And then from there you can transfer to go back to Studios, Art of Animation, or Pop Century. So we are heading on there now.
Say bon voyage to the Mediterranean. We are about to go island hopping at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
From here you can see a really good bird's eyes view of just how massive this resort is. Beautiful, but it is a massive resort. This also gives you a good idea of how high up you go in the Skyliner. So again, if you are not a fan of heights, this Skyliner is very safe. Like, I've never not felt safe in it. It doesn't bounce up and down a whole lot. I've been on some gondola systems that you just bounce all over the place. This one is very, very stable.
Please remain seated until the doors automatically open. When exiting the cabin, please supervise children, collect your belongings, and watch your step.
For reference, the Skyliner we just got off of is the one that I was telling you earlier takes you to Epcot. So it's the Epcot and Riviera line, and now we are switching and going to the Hollywood Studios line. We're back on the Skyliner. Well, we're back on our second one. So we're headed back to Hollywood Studios so that I can go to my car. I hope you enjoyed following along with me on my adventure today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the Skyliner system, or any of these hotels. And make sure you're subscribed for even more fun content. That's all I have for you guys today. Now go create your ever after.